Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to Minecraft. It's been a while, figured I'd kick it up a notch again. It's been a long time. So I figured I'd give you what you've been asking for, a little bit of Minecraft. Couple new things. You'll possibly notice it's a lot brighter. That's because I am no longer using the DokuCraft Dark texture pack. I am now using the DokuCraft Light texture pack because no one could see anything. It was dark, it was dingy. So maybe this will liven things up for y'all a little bit. Hopefully at least, right? And for those of you who have followed the series, don't forget we haven't left the tower hanging. It'll be very vast and large and very ornate. And we also have the mine shaft. But we have a few other things that I've been spending all this time trying to figure out, and I finally got them going for me. So, a few things. The whole modding idea, I'm not really down with. Hello, creeper. But there are a few things about mods that I agree with. Things that are more fun and things that don't break the game as the game is supposed to be. So, you know, modding a game to get infinite ammo makes no sense to me because if you have ammo, clearly you're supposed to have ammo. But it's also things that for the sake of the Let's Play, I feel like are almost needed. So, for example, I now have the timber mod because no one wants to see me cut down trees over and over again. And also, even though you can place blocks essentially in the air and they'll float forever, trees don't do that. There's nothing even remotely feasible and logical behind that idea. No matter if the blocks can float in the air for no reason at all, such as right there, that doesn't mean that when you cut down a tree or cut the bottom of a tree that it should float. So the timber mod is something that I'm comfortable with. I feel like it's in the vein of still, you know, protecting the game's sake, but you know, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm doing it to get wood faster. It definitely is getting wood faster, but this is the kind of mod where I don't feel like I'm cheating the fun out of this survival aspect of the game. I'm just doing a mod to make this where I don't have to cut me, you know, chopping down trees. I can chop down trees and y'all can still watch. I can get wood, I can progress, I can talk, and I'm not wasting anyone's time while I'm doing it. And it's also not something, you know, irrational or unrealistic. It also will help me for something else, as you will soon see. And yes, a lot of people have been asking for Minecraft. I took a little break from it because I've recorded so much of it, if you're including the multiplayer Let's Play series. And I hope that everyone who had been asking for Minecraft watched the single player and multiplayer and wasn't just demanding more single player just for the hell of it. Because, yeah, the multiplayer is also a really good series. Okay, I got these saplings. So, there is something I want to do with all this wood. I'm not going to show you just yet, but you'll see soon. I did test the timber mod out earlier. It was yesterday actually, and I was going to record, but then I straight up fell asleep right before I was going to record, so sorry about that for the people who I promised I was going to upload a video last night. That just did not happen. The second I got the mods working, oops, spoiler. The second I got the mods working, I laid down after I ate some dinner and just passed right out. Woke up about 3 o'clock and I couldn't record because I'd wake my wife up. Okay, so we got some wood. Now, let's go ahead and return to Casa de Algol. And I do have some charcoal burning down yonder because I tested the timber mod out earlier. I figured there was no point in wasting the wood, so I'm just gonna have a very large stockpile of charcoal, which with all the glass I make is gonna be very much needed. And for those of you who essentially subscribe to me only for the Minecraft, sorry it's been so long since I've made a video, but you know, expect more, and don't forget to comment, because I just keep getting messages asking for more Minecraft instead of comments on my videos telling me what you do and don't like, what you want me to do, you know, things like that. I did get a lot of personal messages, you know, thanking me for my videos and asking me to download a few mods. The timber mod was the one mod that I was certain I was going to get, and it was the most asked for. And no one asked for the one mod that I wanted more, or that I wanted, you know, equally as much. But so I went ahead and did that on my own, just because it looks really cool. And we'll see if everyone likes it too. I don't remember if I had an actual way into my base or not, but for the time being, that's it. Alright, it's been a while since we've been up here. Let's see, has this thing been cooking glass? I don't even remember. No. Sand. I didn't bring that charcoal with me. Okay. Well, we'll do this for the time being. Why not? Alright. So let's see. I'm not positive yet exactly what I'm doing. However, I'm not totally uncertain either. So there's some kind of happy medium in there. I need to polish this off if you couldn't tell, because I really have no clue how to get up here every single time. It's always different. Okay. So this is above the clouds. That works for me. Now I have some smooth stone. Okay. Feel free to speak aloud if you have an idea of what I'm doing. It's turning night. I had to wait to record because the rain started right when the day broke. That was really annoying. I wasn't about to, you know, start in the rain and have that hellish noise. Anyone have any ideas yet? Anyone? I can hear you if you guess. Go ahead and say it out loud. You know, we could do this like America's Funniest Home Videos, and I can give y'all little keypads and y'all can vote. Now there is one thing about what I'm doing right now that I really don't know how it's gonna work. Mainly because of my setup. Hopefully I can figure it out, and that I'm actually applicable to be able to do so. Because that would really suck if I went through all that trouble for more or less nothing, which very well may be the case, at least for the time being. But we'll see. I'll definitely have it figured out before too long, if it isn't immediate. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put another crafting table up here, now that I see there's not one up here anymore. We'll need it a little bit. Bunch of sticks. Why not? I like making fences. They're fun, they're decorative. Oh, that's my dog. Wants to be in the videos. Okay. Need more fence. Okay. Fences and stairs are the most damn annoying things ever that you gotta take up. Now, is my sound music, that is? Just no music? Okay. Alright. Safety rails. All kids, keep your arms inside the railing. I don't know. So, been getting a lot of positive comments. It's really, reassuring, really cool. I'd like more, not for the sake of flooding comments, but, I really do. I read every single comment y'all give me. Not one goes by. I spend a lot of time on my iPhone and my iPad, reading the comments, every single one of them. And then the ones, sometimes the iPhone and the iPad, you can't really reply for some reason, so I'll hop on the computer just to reply. And the only comments I don't reply to are ones that are a little strange, hard to answer in the sense of they're not really questions. But still, I love comments, I read them all, so don't think I don't read them. And I also, any questions that are asked, I try my best to answer them. And if you ask me a question and I don't answer it, send me a message and make sure that I do see it, because it's, entirely possible that I didn't see it, or that somehow it got overlooked, or, just some various glitch in the system. I accidentally refreshed and it wasn't actually read. Who knows? So don't think I'm ignoring you. Sometimes I'll read a comment in the middle of the night and, not really remember I did that, and I've had a couple of people, resend messages, and that's fine. I highly recommend doing it, because I like, getting the comments and answering questions. People send me a lot of computer questions, asking me how to do certain things, and I have a lot of answers, not all the answers, but I still like to help when I can. I'm not a programmer or a computer genius, but I do, build my own computers and maintain them to the best of any casual person's ability. Anybody know what I'm doing yet? If you do, you don't get a prize, but you should feel super proud. Maybe a little bit, not too much. Okay. And I really do want people to, suggest what I should build, what I should do. It's kind of the point of me recording it. Otherwise, I would just do it for myself. I'm very picky, and I don't mind just doing things for myself, but this is something that I want to share with y'all. It's an experience. It's something I like watching a lot, and I, have noticed y'all like watching me do it. So why not ask questions and give suggestions? It only helps out the community, makes us all, stronger and want to contribute more. It's it's just a good thing. So comment, give suggestions, give feedback, good and bad. If you didn't like something, tell me. I may or may not change it, but nevertheless, it gets me thinking about it. That's the goal, really. Okay. If y'all can't guess, I'm building a pool. I have the pool mod, so we can all go swimming together. Do you believe me? Okay. And I have a lot of things planned for the near future. I have a lot of people who've asked me to do things with them, and I'm really excited about that. Some, co-op commentary, co-op let's plays, co-op gameplay. I'm always looking for people to play games with, but at the same time, that's not me saying I'll play a game with anyone. Hopefully it doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, but I've been approached by well, now dozens upon dozens of people ask me to play games with them. One thing I'm pretty adamant against is playing on, inviting people to join my games, my servers, whether it be Terraria or Minecraft. Mainly because it involves my IP address. I don't want griefers. I don't want people knowing my personal IP address. That's just a personal thing. That's not a YouTube or Let's Play type of thing. That's just a personal choice I've made. Hopefully y'all understand that. I don't have my own server I rent. It's just run off my personal computer. It's not always on, etc. It's just something that I've chosen to do, and a couple people were a little mad about it, but I think that's something hopefully people can respect. It's my personal computer and space, but it is what it is. There's games like Team Fortress and things that I wouldn't mind playing with people, but at the same time I have to then give up my Steam name, which eventually will have to happen, but you gotta try and avoid things as much as possible, or for as long as possible, I should say. But who knows? Maybe one day it'll just happen on its own and I won't care. We'll see when that time comes. Okay. Yeah. We'll have to knock that block down in a momento. I'm assuming most of y'all have guessed what I'm doing by now. It's a wooden pool. Believe me yet? But yeah, you should expect a lot of cool new things coming out. I've been playing a couple of weird little games, little flash games that people have asked me to play that are really funny. And I think it's a good thing to do every now and then, to have a little taste of humor and simplicity and fun. Going away from the mainline series, playing some random stuff, maybe even playing just some little indie games on Steam that I have. It's just fun stuff, unconsequential. You don't feel bad if you lose or die. It's just whatever. Goodbye, boards. Never see y'all again. It's just little fun things. Breaks up the gameplay, keeps it fresh. So, expect a lot of that coming soon. And if there's anyone who, has their own multiplayer server and you'd like me to come check that out, I'd be more than happy to do that. That is something that, does not bother me in the least. I would be more than happy to come check it out. Can't guarantee I would be recording while I did that, but can't say I won't, depending on what I come across in the server. I can even Skype with people if they have a Skype line. It's all kinds of possibilities. So, send me messages about that. I keep asking people to please, if you want to get a hold of me, I don't really recommend Google private message. It works just fine, but it's not really accessible, like on my cell phone, things like that. There's not like really an app for me to micromanage all that kind of stuff, and that's really how I run my YouTube presence currently, is through like Twitter apps and things like that. So if you want to get a hold of me, I recommend using Twitter, things like that. It's just Algol Gaming on Twitter, and I also have a Google Plus account that's solely for my Algol Gaming channel. It's really easy to use. You just make a Gmail account and you have someone invite you to Google Plus. I think it's still in the invitation system. I'm not entirely sure about that, but you just have someone invite you to Google Plus, and I can do that for you. So you just tell me. You can just email me on Algol Gaming. You email me at algolgaming@gmail.com, and I can send you an invite to Google Plus. And it's kind of like Facebook, but with your Google account. So it's kind of like you can Facebook me I can be like your YouTube, Facebook friend. You know, instead of your personal real life friend, I can be like a Facebook, Google account friend, which is really easy for me because it keeps everything in the same realm of existence. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me to add them on Facebook, and there's some people who I've been talking to a lot, and you know, I don't mind doing that. But for a lot of people, you know, I'm not going to add you on Facebook. You know, sorry, it's just that will not be happening because that's my personal Facebook. I do not have an Algol Gaming Facebook, and of course, if and when that happens, I would add anyone, but I don't have one right now. That's why I have the Algol Gaming Twitter and the Algol Gaming Google Plus account. So I really recommend, if you want to get a hold of me, get a Gmail account, which is, you know, a Google account, and simply email me or add me, you know, however you want to look at it, and I can invite you, or you can just add me. And what we can do from there is all sorts of magical, wonderful things. There's, let's see, how do I want to expand this? Yeah, we'll see in a second. On Google Plus, there's things called huddles, and if I'm watching YouTube videos, I can make a huddle, and whatever I'm watching all day long, everyone can see and join with me, and they can join in on a voice chat, and we can chat together as we watch YouTube videos and talk about them, and the timestamp is exact, so I'm seeing what you're seeing at the exact same time. There's no delay. I've tested it with several people. It works fantastic. It's a whole lot of fun. It's just cool to be able to finally, you know, hey, I want to show you this video, and you don't just have to send it to them and have them tell you what they thought. You can be with them on the microphone, on the headset, you know, whatever, listening to them, hearing their, you know, actual response. You can laugh together at the same things. It's not, oh, I'm gonna laugh now and then ask you what you laughed at, you know, because, oh, I know, because we have the exact same timestamp. And also, you know, with it being essentially just like Facebook, just a little more simplified, the features a little more streamlined. You can, you know, instant message me on there, and that prevents me from having to give my Skype account to everybody. So that's a really another good thing for me in keeping my YouTube life a little bit away from my regular life. So I highly recommend making a Google Plus account. It also lets you do things called one-upping. It's just like liking a video on YouTube and also liking a comment on Facebook combined. And also starring things when you Google search them. So what you do is you make your Google Plus and you know, log into Google, and when you're using the Google browser, you know, let's say you search for Algol Gaming, and it brings up various different things, but you know, one of them would be Algol Gaming on YouTube, either one of my videos or my channel page. You could then one-up that search result, and it's kind of like, you know, liking a video or liking something on Netflix. It saves that preference for you, and it tells all your friends that you liked that video if you have that sharing option turned on. And it'll, you know, let Google know that you like me, you like my videos, and it'll also let anyone who has similar interests to you, you know you like that video. It won't necessarily put your name on it, but it's kind of one of those things where, you know, let's say you like a PBAT video or you like a Sly Fox Hound video, and I also liked it, and someone else who liked my video liked it. You know, it knows that we all liked all the same things, and it points more people in my direction, points more people in other people's direction. It just keeps the community together, and it keeps all of our liked interests together. You know, it just kind of shares it all, and it, you know, it helps me get more views, which makes me more motivated to do this. It gives me more community presence, more comments, more feedback, which is, you know, why I do this. Why I go through all the trouble of having a Twitter and a Gmail and replying to every single comment I get. And, you know, I thanked almost every subscriber I could, but once it got past 200, it became more of a chore than anything. I don't have time to, you know, watch every single person's channel and give them a comment and a thank you. But I'm still keeping up, still trying to make time for that when I have time. don't think I have shears. Nope. You get to live today, sheep. So yeah. Moral of the story is, what the hell is that cave? You know, make a Google Plus account. You know, first things first, make a Gmail if you don't have it. Let me know. I'll invite you. You can add me to your following circle or your friend circle, whatever you want. And you can instant message me all day long. If I'm there, you better believe I'll reply to you right then and there. That's the whole point. Guess my shovel broke, huh? So yeah, you know, you can also Twitter me. You can follow me on Twitter. I put a few things on Twitter here and there. Once the following gets larger, then I'll obviously do a lot more. So I just encourage you to follow me in my different ways. If you want to send me a personal message through the Gmail is really good. You can also, you know, send me a YouTube message, although those are slow to be replied to because I have to go to YouTube on my computer and find all those messages, blah blah blah. It's time consuming and not very convenient. I really need to make some stairs up there. I'm gonna keep saying I really need to over and over again. Yeah. So yeah, I'd also like you guys to pitch a couple ideas at me, what you'd like me to do. You know, I have a couple goals of my own, some secret, some not secret. Like the mine shaft is clearly not a secret. It's gonna go down to the center of the earth in no time. And once that happens, we have a lot more options. Go ahead and burn that for now. Let's see. Just turn a whole stack into boards. Get rid of that birch since it doesn't really go anywhere. Cool. Alright. That's shaping up. That's the coolest pool I ever did seen. Yep. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of requests to, you know, do multiplayer commentary, multiplayer this and that, and you know, it's a good thing. It's something I do want to do, and I encourage people to ask. I can't always say yes for, you know, various reasons. I don't always have the time. You know, I don't this and that, blah blah blah. I'm sure everyone understands, but never hurts to ask, because sometimes I do have the time. Is that right? Yeah. What? I'm confused. Confused myself. I guess that makes sense. Whatever. Yeah, just ask. You never know. I could be, you know, rearing to go. I could be bored. I could have tons of time on my hands. You can always send me a message on YouTube or to my Gmail. You could shoot me a server IP. If anyone wants to go ahead and shoot me an IP, you might as well whitelist me if you have a whitelist. It's Algol 87. That is my Minecraft ID. So go ahead and do that if you want me to come check your place out. That way I can come check it out on my own time. You know, hopefully if I do that, then you'll be on at the same time I happen to check. I'll always send you a message first and let you know if I'm getting on. You can also, you know, if you use Skype or anything like that really frequently, you know, anything that I could instantly get a hold of you with, you know, it'd be a good idea to obviously send me that information so I could, you know, get a hold of you and let you know that I'm coming to check your place out. And I could have done this on my own time, but I figured y'all would like to see this. There's no telling, really. This is going to be a really long video. If you were wondering, I have the option of uploading as long of videos as I like. So I'm going to test this idea out of making really long video. So let me know how y'all like that. Not to name drop and break the fourth wall of the majesty of YouTubing, but I follow PBET personally and Sly Fox Hound, and I really like their hour-long plus videos. So I figured, why the hell not? If I have 278 subscribers and we all have similar interests, why the hell not just give y'all what you like, from what I assume you like. So tell me if you do, tell me if you don't. You know the drill. Always give comments, because if you don't give me comments, I don't know what the hell you like. So I don't know why you're skipping through videos. And if y'all didn't know, I do know every single scene that y'all skip through. I have charts that tell me if you don't watch the entire video. I can see at what point of the video you don't watch. So I can technically figure out what y'all don't like. But at the same time, I don't really know why y'all don't like what you don't like. I just know what it is you are actually skipping. So that kind of helps, it kind of doesn't. I'm sure you can imagine where I'm going with that. Same old routine, just please give comments. It helps me be better. It helps me give you guys what you're looking for. And if you don't, then, I can't help you out at all. I really don't have this set in stone either, what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it. It's not really the designer way of things. But, I don't care, 'cause I'm playing a video game and I'm having fun. Is this not the weirdest pool you've ever seen? Is that running joke getting old yet? And got a lot of comments from people asking me to feature them on my page, and I really think that's a really weird thing to ask of somebody who you've never talked to, and who you don't really share any similar interests with in terms of your videos. Yeah, people who have no original content, they just have other people's videos, and sometimes people who don't have videos have asked me to feature them on my page, and for one thing, I don't have anyone featured on my page, for no real reason. I just don't. And then people ask me to feature them on my page, never talk to me, sometimes don't even have videos, which, how am I going to feature you on my page if you don't even have videos? That's just crazy. I don't even know what to say to that, which sometimes I don't. I just ignore that entirely, which, sorry for that, but I'm not going to tell you, sorry, you don't have videos, I'm not going to feature you. If you want to check your channel out, feel free to send me a link. Some people who I've never seen sent me links to their channels, and I've really liked their stuff, and now I'm subscribed to them. They don't have hardly any views, and it's a shame. People like BrockNash, BrockNash. Excuse me, hiccup. He does really good stuff. He has a deep voice. It's nice, just melodic. Oh, what did I make right there? An airship controller. Huh. Do you think the airship controller turns the jets on in the pool? Is it for hot tubbing? But yes, while I'm doing this, you guys should definitely check out BrockNash. He definitely knows what he's doing. He has a really good style. and he's really underappreciated right now. And his stuff's really good. You know, he does Terraria videos and does a lot of retro games. Ooh hoo hoo hoo. Those torches just went out. Huh. This is what I feared, team. This is what I feared. Well, if you couldn't tell, I built an airship. However, you have to have a numpad to control the airship. My keyboard doesn't have a numpad. We'll figure that out soon, because I don't know how else to get around that. I don't know that I have a numpad, like a USB numpad possibly, that I can just plug in. I guess I can go check that real quick, but I don't think we do. Yeah, let's just go check real quick. Hold on.